Depending upon what side you take, you might call this family courtroom vigilantes. Why are more and more men taking the law into their own hands and shooting either the ex-wives, the judges, or the lawyers? We've been talking with Judge Lawrence Janke, who was shot in court by Reuben Larson. Also with us is Reuben's ex-wife, Margaret, who says she had a feeling all along that her husband was capable of such violence. Reuben Larson now joins us on the phone from the North Dakota State Penitentiary. Reuben, why did you shoot Judge Janke?
Self-defense.
In what way?
I was defending my liberty, if I just may just quote the defense statute on self-defense in North Dakota. I was defending myself against the danger of imminent unlawful detention.
In other words, he was going to put you in jail?
Unlawfully.
Unlawfully. Now, what actually, did you, when you put the gun in your satchel that day, did you know that it was to shoot him?
No.
Why were you carrying a gun in a satchel?
I knew I was going into a hostile situation because I'd been put into jail unlawfully 4 times already, and I knew that the judges were not going to listen. I figured they would not listen, again, that they would not honor the law, the statutes, and so I came prepared this time to defend myself because I didn't see any future, any hope ahead in my life.
Okay. Did you feel you should not pay child support?
I had under the law, I had no duty or obligation because of the facts of the case.
Okay. What was the facts that would keep you from having to pay child support?
Okay. The original child, first of all, I want to clarify something. This has nothing to do with my divorce case. That's a different lawsuit.
Okay.
The plaintiff in my child support case is David Broughton. He's the director of the Grand Forks County Social Service Board. All it was a lawsuit by the Welfare Department, by the Grand Forks County Social Service Board, and by David Broughton to get reimbursement for the welfare of the FTC that they were paying my wife. And
you felt that that was illegal?
Based on the facts of the case, yes.
All right. Why shoot the judge? In other words, what took you over the edge?
Well, I don't know if nothing took me over the edge.
All right, then you calmly decided at what point to kill the...
I didn't calmly decide anything. I just said that I'd been to the sheriff's office complaining. Twice I'd been there. The first time I went, they
No, but I'm saying when you're in the court, if you didn't bring the gun in a premeditated way to shoot him, what happened in the court that made you suddenly go for the gun?
Oh, because Janke threatened to put me in jail again, unlawfully so. By law, when you're sued, you're supposed to be served with a complaint. Not just the summons, but also the complaint. Well, this is what they call a contempt of court hearing. So
right.
It's not a normal type of civil lawsuit. It's a little different.
All right. Now, when you shot the judge, what happened in the court? From your point of view...
you're supposed to be served with a complaint. In other words, the plaintiff has to prove their case. And that's what the purpose of the complaint is. Well, there's a statute in North Dakota on contempt of courts which says that before the judge can hold a person in contempt, before he can make a decision, that if I remain silent, if the defendant remains silent, that the plaintiff is supposed to produce what is called a complaint in the form of an affidavit. In other words, the plaintiff has to...
Okay. You're confusing us because it's a little too much law for us to try to understand. Take me to the moment when you decided to pull out the gun and tell me what happened from your point of view.
Okay, I read this statute to the judge on the record. Okay, that says that they have to produce this complaint, that they have to prove their case, they have to show that I really do have a child, there's a valid judgment against me.
Okay.
And that I do owe child support and that I should pay the amount of $300 per month.
Okay.
Those are the 3 issues, the 3 fundamental issues. And the judge, rather than even respond to my reading of the statute, and I even took a photocopy of the statute and placed it on his desk, he just ordered me, he says, Reuben, if you don't do what I tell you to do, I'm going to hold you in what is called civil contempt.
Okay.
Which means putting me in jail.
Then what'd you do?
So I says, this has been going on for about 5 minutes or so, and I kept repeating the statute to them. I kept asking him, I says, aren't you going to even address this issue of the statute to me? And he wouldn't even answer the question. He just kept threatening me. I'm going to hold you in contempt, Reuben. I'm going to make this very clear. And the last time he said that, I knew he meant it. So that's when I said, that's the point when I determined in my mind, I said, I'm going to have to exercise my right to defend myself. So then I pulled out my gun and shot him.
Okay, did you shoot him to kill him?
No.
You did not shoot him to kill him?
I shot him to wound him. I got shot him. It's a very severe wound. My gun is probably 4, 5, 6 inches. I could have shot him through the top of his head. He was crouched underneath the desk there.
Why didn't you shoot him in the head?
For some reason, I had no desire to kill him. I just wanted to see. I had to stop him. I had to defend myself. I had to stop him from going any further because there was just no hope of any progress.
When after the shooting, you walked out of the courtroom?
Right.
And where did you go?
I immediately figured there'd be a shootout because that's what's happened before up there in that county, in that state. So I went to the radio station and hand wrote a note and left a copy of what is called a tabloid-sized newspaper for the good of the land. I more or less did that as my last will and testament because I figured I'd be dead within a short period of time.
You thought that there would be a shootout and you would be dead?
Right,
All right. How long before you were arrested?
I don't have a watch, so I don't know, but after the fact, I think it was like maybe in half an hour or an hour later, I don't know.
Okay. Would you, Judge, or you, wife Margaret, like to respond to anything he said or ask him any questions?
No, I've spoken with Ruben enough, I think, during 2 trials. I have no desire to speak with him.
No desire. Do you have anything to say to the judge or anything to say to your ex-wife?
Well...
You have to make it kind of quick. We're on our way.
The implication has been that I would not accept legal advice. Well, first of all, the legal advice that we're going to receive is not legal advice. We have more attorneys in this nation than any other nation in the world, and we also have more people in prison than any other nation in this world, including Russia and even South Africa.
So you don't believe in attorneys?
Well, I don't think that attorneys know exactly what's going on. There's no common sense left in our courtrooms. There's no justice left.
Do you study the law a lot, Ruben? I mean...
Quite a bit, yes.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for being with us today. We want you now to meet Scott. Scott, do you understand what Ruben was feeling when he pulled that trigger? By the way, Scott is the father of 2 children, right now is in the process of going through a divorce, and he says that his separation, his child support fight has really got him so angry. Could you resort to violence yourself?
I could very well.
You could?
After what I've been through and everything I've given up and lost, mostly my children, because of the courts and because of the judges and the way they treat you, I have had it. I am unemployed now, thanks to my wife's attorney, the court system. I'm falling behind in child support. I can't afford an attorney. I've asked for help. They won't give me help. Legal aid will not help me, will not give me an attorney to represent me. I'm bankrupt and lost my house. What else do I have? I don't even have my children.
Everything.
I have visitation, but my wife accuses me of something every time I try and get them. I had to take 4 policemen with me the last time I went and got them. That was Father's Day.
How angry are you?
I'm very angry. I don't know what I'll do next. I've had it.
Had it? Angry
I don't know
enough?
what to do. I don't know what else to do. I can understand where this gentleman's coming from. Okay? I mean, where he got to the point where he couldn't take it anymore. I don't maybe not agree with everything, but I can understand there's so many fathers out there, millions of fathers, that are being denied equal access to their children. And it is a constitutional right. I have a right to be a father. I'm not a bad father.
How did you lose, when you say you lost everything, explain to us.
I was paying $425 a week in support, expected to carry all marital debt, expected to pay all medical bills. My wife made it a point to take the kids on holidays and weekends to the doctors and just rammed everything down my throat. And I got to the point where I couldn't handle the bills anymore, and I just filed bankruptcy, and I almost lost my house.
Scott, did you have a hearing? Are you divorced?
Oh, I had a hearing. I'm not divorced yet, no.
Okay.
Why'd you ask that?
Well, these domestic situations are they're like tinderboxes.
Well, see, what it is certain people are allowed to lie in court, and that's the sad part about the system. Because somebody says something, because she lies about it, my ex-wife, the judge just goes ahead and believes it.
Now, Scott has said that the judges are corrupt.
They are
You want to
corrupt.
stand behind that statement? You're
Yes, I
sitting
do.
next to one.
Yes, I do.
In your opinion, the judges are
Absolutely.
corrupt? In your opinion, are the courts biased to the women?
Extremely. And it's wrong. It's not right. A mother has a right to be a mother, and a father has a right to be a father. And that's the way it is.
Okay, when we
Okay.
come back, we will meet a man who says that more and more people are going to have shootings unless those courts listen to what he has to say. Let's hear what he has to say next.
knows the only real miracle in weight loss is the mind. We'll help you find your Nutrisize by changing your thinking about your eating.
Nutrisize your life.
Lose all the weight you want for $1 a pound, plus the cost of meals. Do it now. Call 1-800-321-THIN.
I work with planes, but I'm not a pilot.
I work with the space program. I'm not an astronaut.
I work in rock and roll, but I'm not a musician.
All over the country, ITT Technical Institute graduates are working in some of today's most exciting career fields. To learn how ITT Tech can help you get started with a degree in electronics, call 1-800-942-0088 for an informative brochure. That's 1-800-942-0088.
Just a few weeks down the line, there'll be no place to hide. Fortunately, there is a place to turn.
Call Nutrisystem at 1-800-766-9933. Do it now and lose all the weight you want for $1 per pound plus the cost of Nutrisystem meals. This is a limited time offer. Call now.
Changing your body is as easy as changing your mind. Call Nutrisystem.
1-800-766-9933.
Once you change the head, the body's easy.
Thanks. This sure looks good.
I wonder what's wrong.
I hope nothing serious.
It's okay, Mommy. It's Bell Ambulance.
When you need ambulance service to the hospital of your choice, dial 264-BELL. If it doesn't say Bell on the side...
I'm Greg Ewert. Join us for a new season of Kingsway's new home building for the 90s. We'll talk about financing our new home and we'll begin excavating Sunday morning at 9 on today's TMJ4.
Elena says because a famous actor lied, she faces death.
About 5 months into the relationship, I was HIV positive.
Who is this actor? Find out next Sally.